Hi, I'm Tashaka Armstrong with myFOX Tech, and today we're going to take a look at a computer that's probably going to make your life a little simpler if you're the person who's generally providing tech support for your parents. This is the Telikin Elite from Telkin. It is a touchscreen computer. It's running on an MSI touchscreen computer. It's a touchscreen computer that's essentially been skinned. That means it's been given a custom user interface that is somewhat akin to today's tablets or smartphones. It's taken the personal computer and boiled it down to these 11 main categories here that will allow users who may not be computer savvy to access the majority of features that most of us use on a daily basis. I mean, come on, especially you're connecting your in-laws, your parents, whoever it may be, with a computer, what are they going to do? They're going to check email, they're going to browse the web. Again, if it's an older family member, they're going to use that computer to keep in touch with you, so they're going to want to see pictures of your kids or the new dog or the new home. So this computer allows them to do just that with a very simplified and actually quite intuitive interface that takes a lot of the guesswork and the phone calls out of using a computer. Let's dig right into this, and I'll show you exactly what this computer has for you or your mom and dad. So what makes this skinned interface so awesome? One of the things that makes it awesome is the fact that at any point, any of these 11 categories, if the person you're purchasing this computer for, that person who's not that tech savvy, needs some help, they can just go up here and click on help. And what that will do is that will give them the option to either look at a text-based message to help them use that particular function of the computer, or Telkin has provided a video on just about every feature of this computer.
Welcome to your Telkin tutorial. My name is Lauren, and I will be showing you all the wonderful features your Telkin has to offer you. Let's get started.
So that's Lauren from Telkin, and she shows up quite often on this computer when you need her, showing you, and again, just walking you through all the various features. It pretty much covers everything that you're going to use on this computer.
Skype video phone.
And it covers it very well. So that is what really makes this computer, more than the way they've skinned it and made it simple to use, which obviously is an amazing function of this computer. But again, it's the videos, because for those of us that help our parents or other persons who are not that computer savvy, that's where we spend most of the time. So let's jump into these 11 categories here, and you can see how easy it is to use the computer. One of the first things you're going to do before you move into some of these categories is you're going to set up the system functions. You're going to set up a network connection. You're going to log into a Skype account. You're going to log into email accounts, and you're going to log into a Facebook account. This computer is touchscreen and can be used with a keyboard, so it'll make logging into those accounts really simple. So here's your home screen. On the home screen, you're going to get relevant information about the computer state. For instance, it shows I have 94 new email, 49 contacts I haven't imported yet that I can video chat with. It'll tell me that there are new photos, new friend requests, all again coming from Facebook. It will also give me current weather conditions in my area. For those who want to keep that brain, that memory going strong, I've got quotes and trivia that you can access. And for news hounds, you'll be able to get some news at a glance right there, right from the home screen. And you'll be able to go into the news and change the sources. Say you're more into sports than international news, you can pull that right up. So all that is right there, right on the home screen, again, that we can access either by touch with a mouse or keyboard. There's also the video chat screen. What they've done is they've made it so that to any of your contacts, if you add their Skype username, your parent will be able to just touch that person's name and be able to call them directly through the interface. It takes some of the guesswork out of having to show somebody how to use Skype, because it really is simple. They show up here, you hit the name, it connects with them. Then at the bottom you have a mute button, you have an in-call button rather, and you can control volume right from the interface. You'll see your image down here, you'll see their image up here. Again, real simple. Great way to keep in touch. As I've used that even when I've been out of town with my own family, with my own children. Email accounts, if you've already set up an email account, information shows up right there. It's pretty well implemented. You can scroll right through and get to that information right there. Reply, forward, delete the email. You see your folders off to the right-hand side. Back to the inbox. Mark all. Again, really intuitive, really straightforward, very easy to use. One of the great functions here is photos. Again, if you're with the family, they're going to be looking at photos. They're going to be looking at your albums. They're going to be looking at friends' albums. Why? Well, if you have, again, a parent who is not as internet savvy and they have 5 children and those children have Facebook accounts, meaning you and your siblings, those albums will all show up there and they'll be able to really easily keep in touch with the latest pictures of the kids in their sports, whatever is going on in the family. So again, another very intuitive use of this, a well-designed use of this, this skinning, this custom user interface. So those are photos. Calendar, it's a calendar. It's straightforward. Contacts. Oh, and again, since we're looking right here, before we go into contacts, you'll see these yellow lights. The yellow lights mean that there's some an update. There's new information in that tab, in that category. Contacts. Your contacts, for me in this case, these contacts were imported from Facebook, so you'll find all your contacts in there from your Facebook account. You can see that you have the ability to add, let's go here. You'll see that you have the ability to add phone numbers, their Skype information, email, all that information right into here so that they're easy to get in touch with. Weather, you can get an in-depth look at the weather if what you saw at the home screen wasn't enough. News, we jumped into that. You can control which news you actually see on the home screen, or again, you've gone into the news tab, so because you're actually in the news tab, you're probably looking for full information or more information than just the headline blurbs you saw previously. When you open up the web tab, Telkin has taken the time to include bookmarks of the most common websites that their core audience, the people who are going to purchase this computer, are generally going to use. You want to know who that core audience is? Well, if you look in the general tab, you'll see an AARP website bookmark. I think that says a lot about who they're really marketing this computer to. But you've got your general tab, social, gaming, news, shopping, health. You have just, a wealth of tabs here for, again, the many things that their consumer, their audience are probably going to be looking at. You do have a gaming tab. There are some games built into this computer. It's your typical fare: solitaire, blackjack, video poker, mahjong, those types of games. The More tab at the bottom is probably one of the more interesting tabs of all these on the computer. Very well thought out. You're going to get a PDF viewer, slideshow viewer, which will allow you to look at PowerPoint shows, spreadsheets, so you can look at those Excel sheets, the Write application, which will allow you to write basic documents, a file manager, and one of my favorites, you'd be surprised how many people don't really know how to get photos on a computer from a flash drive. So what they've done is they've taken the guesswork even out of that. Once you stick the flash drive into the USB slot on the left-hand side of this computer, it'll show up over here on the left side of this window here. Once that's shown up, you can then grab, drag, and drop those images over to your albums on the right side. So there is no having to go into My Computer and look for the drive. It really is, again, they've distilled out all the functionality, any potential confusion, so that it really is just a very straightforward interface. So we have that. We have a CD player, DVD player, the Kindle reader for those who want to read on the computer, stopwatch, calculator, a timer. So if you were to have this, say, in the kitchen somewhere, you can use that when you're cooking or doing any other activities. And again, if you don't know how to use, or if the user of this computer doesn't know how to use any of these functions, you can always just click Help, which is a button away, and watch a video on any of the functionality that's in that menu. Some of the other functions you'll see up here are the audio slider, the volume slider for the computer, a magnifying glass, which will magnify on screen with your movements anything you need to see on the screen that is not large enough for you still. Again, there's our help function and the settings functions. And if any of the information on screen, if any of the information in the help menu was not easy enough for you to understand, they've also included this quick start guide and user's manual that essentially mirrors what's on the computer and is very straightforward. And if any of that still you have issues with, Telkin also offers phone support, tech support, to help you get through setting up anything that maybe you had some issues with. Again, if you're going into the settings and maybe had some issues setting up a wireless network or any of the other functions, connecting it to Skype, they will walk you through setting up those settings. And a pretty cool little feature here called Tech Buddy. A Tech Buddy is somebody that you may have designated, probably you, the person who purchased the computer for the parent, that will help them actually get through some of the functions by logging into a special website that will allow them to access some custom software that's going to give you some pretty cool functions in helping out the computer user from a distance. You can also set up multiple users to be able to log into this computer. So if you have two parents who are accessing the computer, they can have each their own Skype accounts and settings, usernames logged in. Something they may need help with are the print settings, setting up a computer to print out so they can print out pictures or whatever email documents that they've written. All in all, if I had a rating scale, it would probably have ninja stars on it, and it would probably consist of 5 of them. And if I had to rate the Telikin anything, I would have to give this computer a 4 out of 5, which would be something I'd probably rarely give because that whole critic thing. But this is very well designed. The custom user interface is very well implemented. It has pretty much every feature that somebody who isn't very computer savvy, or even heck, somebody who is moderately savvy could want. You've got your webcam, your microphones, and again, the ease of use, phenomenal. So, Telkin, good job. You can check them out at Telikin.com. This computer runs for $9.99 and comes with 30 days of VIP tech support. I'm Tashaka Armstrong for myFOX Tech, myFOXLA.com.